I'm pretty sure the tape didn't pick that up, but that's all right. That's absolutely fine. It is 7 minutes past the top of the 11 o'clock hour in the District of Criminals, ladies and gentlemen. On a Thursday, February 6th in 2025. And,
Blammo.
yeah, we're still here on Thursday night. Get in fact harder.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
Still alive. We
That's
made
good.
it. We
That's
did it,
good.
folks.
I'm glad you're still alive. I'm good to see you up and moving around and lively. That's always a good thing.
What's going on in the world? I've not really kept up with Trump and Elon Musk and stuff.
It's been difficult to keep up with them. They've been busy. They've been really, really busy. Like
There's
apparently
obviously
everyone.
a lot of things going on if they're still talking about 67 bodies rescued from the Potomac weeks and weeks later, as if nothing else is going on.
Oh, there's plenty of other shit going on, but they're still slipping it into the news cycle, like at least once a day. For the last week, I've seen a story about it, and it's been a featured story, from the Associated Press on several days.
Yeah. What gives?
I'm not sure. They want to, like I said, they want to keep that wound open for the time being for some reason. They want it fresh in people's memory. And I'm not quite sure why. I imagine we're going to find out at some point. But that's the only reason I can think of why they keep doing that. They're back there digging in the river again today. Why? Why is that necessary? It's odd, right? When the news media does something like that, because it's time for them to move on from that. Other shit's happening, other shit's going on.
Well,
Fuck, there was another plane that crashed in the
yeah,
last 24
like
hours.
the spy plane.
Yeah.
The spy plane that crashed in the flips there.
But they like I say, they want to remind us of it. They don't want us forgetting about it yet.
And I'm wondering, like, when it comes to the National Data Center and satellite imaging and everything else, they don't have to fly prop aircraft in the jungles of the Philippines in order to get images and collect intelligence.
Oh,
That
you're talking they could just use Geosat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's 2025, not 1955. But
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Well, it's
gone are the days of
what did
having
they
to
say?
just pound the ground like Uncle Bosie, because you can get your ass eaten that way.
Well, damn straight. Trying to
And
remember where it says what they were doing.
fun fact to remind those that forgotten: for 50 years, it was the United States Philippines.
That's right. They were a protectorate.
From 1898 to 1948. There you go.
Maybe it was on the Zero Hedge story. Because Zero Hedge had a couple of details that AP didn't. But it was intelligence, and there were like two other terms that were used at the press briefing or whatever it was that was getting repeated across the wires.
It sounded
I
to me
smoked
like
too damn many weeds to remember, though.
it sounded to me just like the aircraft just took a shit.
Well, so there were four people on board. There was one active duty member of the military. I don't even remember if they specified what branch. And three contractors.
Probably Space Force. Anyway.
Could be. But the eyewitnesses that spoke to local media, I believe, said that they heard an explosion and then the plane fell out of the sky. I think that is in the Zero Hedge article, if I can find it.
Well, normally, if you hear an explosion before the aircraft hits the ground, that's not the loud Boeing noise. That's something else.
Right. That's something different. Yeah, it said the from US Indo-PACOM, which is basically
Boy, that's a
US,
mouthful.
yeah, it's US Military Command Southeast Asia area. The aircraft was providing intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance support at the request of our Philippine allies.
Of, against, no detail. Must be classified.
They said it was a routine mission in support of security cooperation activities. So that's official language there, ladies and gentlemen. Security
Wow.
cooperation activities. It's in quotes.
Is that a memorandum of understanding, or are you happy to see me? Anyway.
They confirmed no survivors of the crash. And also, again, in quotes, so you know it's official, the crash is under investigation.
All right.
Yeah. It was a Beach King Air 350 for folks who know their aviation junk.
Wow.
Those are not big. They're not big at all.
I wonder if they were flying like the Spratlys, or if this was like a South China Sea type endeavor. Sounds to me like it crashed over the islands of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me as well. Because, I mean, it crashed in a village.
But now there's also rebels that are like down in Luzon and other parts of the southern archipelago there that have been going at it with the government. I mean, I remember that was a long time project of former President Rodrigo Duterte, but now we've got Ferdinand Marcos Jr. running the show.
Right. Well, and there was Duterte's daughter, wasn't it? Was the vice whatever? Although she's not. What is it? She got death threats or something. And she's all butthurt.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to do this anymore or something. I don't know. I saw
Very
something
sad.
about it
Very
in the world news, and I was like, it's Philippines. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it only matters if we're going to actually be going to war with China. That's the only reason
I
the Philippines
remember
matter.
former President Rodrigo Duterte bragging about cruising his old hometown on the moped with the bang bangs, going out like Warren G and regulating. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Regulators,
Well,
mount up.
he was old school like that.
Yeah,
You know.
for real. I mean, how many presidents just lay it on the line right off the dais? I'll pop a cap in that ass, baby. Done it before, I'll do it again. Test me, bro.
No, we might be about to find out how many. It's that might be in the cards because it has been a rather entertaining week as far as the news cycle goes, especially when Cheeto Dick came out and was like, if y'all kill me, nuke Iran.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, that was just unnecessary. But it does send a strong message, which has kind of been what's been going on. So
I really like Trump's plan for Palestine.
Oh, luxury condominiums? I'm thinking about getting in on that. I could buy in on some of that.
Well, real estate development is a great way to recharacterize ethnic cleansing. I like it.
Well, I thought we had decided we were going to call it gentrification because ethnic cleansing just sounds so icky.
Yeah, and besides, if you gentrify it, you can still have Gaza strippers there. It'll just be better neon.
Well, it'd be newer stuff, newer technology. The girls' breasts will probably like light up and shit. Do you know they can do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a fleshlight, only it's built in.
Yeah. How do you change those batteries? That's my question.
Yeah, I don't know. The batteries are not included.
Women get a dirty deal in our society. You know that? Always getting the shaft.
God, that's so good. Tasty old shit.
I actually wasn't expecting to see you tonight. I thought you were down for the evening.
I made the mistake of laying down for a second, and
That'll
then
do it to you every time.
it was almost like I had fallen and I couldn't get up. But thanks to Life Alert, here we are, folks.
An hour later, yeah.
Better to come late than to never come. Yona Pro Tip 69.
So what has the Yona been paying attention to in the last week? By the way,
Been
our
paying
government's going to
close
be
attention
completely
to the
different in 12
weather,
months.
and we got some rock'em sock'em flooding last night.
Oh yeah.
They were calling for rain, possibly ice, could be power outages. I don't know. It was all kind of up in the air. And I left out yesterday at 5:15 p.m. Nice. About 70 degrees, dry, no breeze, just beautiful. Get in the car, crank it up. As soon as I pull out, one, two, three, four big water drops hit the windshield, and it began raining. And I worked until 5 a.m. So almost 12 hours. And it piss poured rain the whole time.
Damn.
But it kept coming like a Florida rain, which, for those unfamiliar, Florida rain would be like a squalling rain, a rain that just keeps coming in waves. And
Right.
every wave, it just squalls so hard. It's almost like whiteout. Um, Like, the only other time it's rained that hard to where I had to pull over on the side of the road is when Drizzle was riding with.
Well, that's we were driving through a hurricane. That's
Yeah,
different. Or
but
maybe
it
it's the
felt like
same thing. I don't
hurricane
know.
bands because there was
Huh.
thunder, lightning, and it did that during the most intense part. At which point I went back down through Huntington by Ritter Park and noticed that the little town creek, which is normally about maybe a foot, foot and a half deep, about 6 foot wide, was a raging fucking torrent about 20 foot deep and 100 feet wide, taking up 3 streets and the entire city park. And that was just
Good for it.
3 hours into the rain event. And
Occupy that
now
shit.
school was called off today because the school district called off because over half of all the school bus routes were underwater.
All
Because
right,
now we've got a
I'll let them
rock and
have it.
sock and flood.
Yeah.
And now they're saying 3 more winter storms are coming. Bang, 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 one after another.
Oh, like Duterte, but plus a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder. I'm still waiting for the posturing and the trade war with China to really heat up.
That's probably going to be a minute.
And well, whatever happened to Taiwan? I
It's
thought
still there.
Taiwan was our automatic. Hey, anytime we want to fuck with China, let's go see if Taiwan's still ticklish.
Taiwan's had a couple of fairly strong quakes recently.
So
So
have we.
that may have something to do with why they haven't been in the spotlight as much.
I've actually felt the last 2 earthquakes here in Ohio. In the last week, there's been 3 earthquakes over a 3 on the Richter scale.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I would think it's fracking related. Usually is when we get earthquakes
Well,
in
yeah, probably,
Virginia,
especially in
West
that
Virginia,
region.
and Ohio. I mean, there is the New Madrid fault and all that shit, but here of recent with it just seems like the more they frack, when there's a big flurry of fracking, then there's like uh, all these little mini tremors.
Mm,
But to be fair, fracking is deliberately drilling deeply, then horizontally, then blowing it all up.
right.
So it
Actually
would make sense that that
fracturing
would
the
trigger
crust. Yeah.
tremors because that's fracking is probably, I would say, right next to boiling water from a nuclear reaction in order to spin turbines to make
Mm,
electric power. Way to go, GE.
man.
That's
It's genius level engineering, Yona.
almost the dumbest thing on earth, but fracking's dumber because fracking
I mean,
also
have you seen
produces
what they're putting on
radioactive
network
waste.
television these days?
Network television
Yeah.
is that still a thing?
For a couple more months, yeah.
Wow! Shout out to the dinosaur media. What are they talking about?
No, that's what I'm saying. You're saying fracking is the dumbest thing on the planet, and I'm saying no. I can one up you on that. Because I don't
Oh,
even know what's on network television right now, but I guarantee you it's dumber than that.
yeah. If I stayed home during daytime television and watched an episode of The View, it would probably be more catastrophically dangerous to all of humanity, worse than fracking.
Hmm?
I mean, Joy Behar. That's all I gotta say. No wonder we're all screwed.
Well, I mean, people give away their agency to people that don't give a fuck about them. So here we are. Welcome to 2025.
But it is a great evil cackle that you hear all that show, though.
Is it? I try not to even like encounter clips of it. Like I
Uh,
have a cutout of Whoopi with a very bizarre expression on her face, but I've hesitated to use it because I'm just like, there's so much bad juju attached to like that entire production. I'm like, I
I
don't
love the
know.
way Whoopi Goldberg characterizes the Holocaust of World War II.
Oh
It
yeah.
was just white on white crime. It wasn't a Holocaust. It was just a bunch of honkies lost. Am I right? Anyway,
I don't think she was
Holocaust or
born a
honkies
Jew,
lost?
was she?
You decide.
Is Whoopi actually Jewish, or is that just Hollywood make believe?
Whoopi looks as Jewish as Claudia Scheinbaum. And it's a good thing that the less than 1% of Mexican society that's Jewish finally has some agency in the DF. That's nice.
Yeah, Wikipedia doesn't really say. They don't get into it, which is surprising. Oh no, wait a minute.
What? Wikipedia. Shout out to Philip Cross.
Yeah. So apparently, Whoopi claimed in 2011, my mother did not name me Whoopi, but Goldberg is my name. It's part of my family, part of my heritage, just like being black. And I just know I am Jewish. I practice nothing. I don't go to temple, but I do remember the holidays, which doesn't mean shit. She has stated that, quote, people would say, come on, are you Jewish? And I always say, would you ask me that if I was white? I bet not. So it's, yeah, that's just a way for her to fucking deflect and not have to answer anything.
Oh.
Although she says that her family is Jewish, Buddhist, Baptist, and Catholic, so she's actually the perfect practicing theosophist of modern times.
Wow.
Yeah, she believes in all the religions.
So what does she say to a Jehovah Witness when they knock on her door?
That's a good question.
I bet she answers them in her Jar Jar Binks voice.
Did she do Jar Jar?
Pretty sure. I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that the character Jar Jar Binks is based upon Whoopi Goldberg. Me is so sure.
I'm going to unfucked Google to fact check that.
Now you can't disambiguate Jar Jar from Whoopi anymore, can you?
No, I
They've now
can't, as a matter
melded
of
into
fact.
one.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's why I had to get on here to let you know.
Yeah. That's all right. We still got a half hour. It's all good.
Uh,
We might go 5 minutes over. You never know.
just been working myself to death, man. Fuck.
No? I thought that's what we were here for.
But hey, I got money now.
That's a bonus. You just don't have any time or energy.
And all kinds of weed too. Let's see here. Apricot stomper,
Oh my.
black maple, papaya cake.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And what's this one?
I would want to try that.
Cannabis flower. Mai Tai. Well, there you go. Why not add peanuts to your rice and chow mein? Mai Tai. There you go.
It is tasty.
Like a little bit of pad thai.
I'm a big fan. That was one thing that was very plentiful in Northern Virginia. A lot of Vietnamese, a lot of Korean cuisine.
Speaking of peanuts and cuisine, well, actually, I'm not sure how this story is related, but we've had two. That's right, count two. Two derailments in the last 4 days here in the tri-state.
Oh wow!
First, CSX had a derailment near Lee Sage, and then yesterday, Norfolk Southern had a train derailment just south of Canova near the oil refinery.
Did anything catch fire?
Apparently, because of a rock slide, and a couple of cars were knocked in the river. I would include the news coverage, all three spots that have been on this story, none of which had any pictures of it or video of it. All of the three videos from WSAC, WCHS, and the other turd birds, all of the stories are less than 60-second spots and no details. And I've tried to find other details. And all I can say is Norfolk Southern's handling the cleanup and everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Okay, that's all there is to say about it. Apparently,
I guess everything's fine then.
yeah, it's fine.
Too bad we don't have Pete Booty Juice to tell us
Well,
that
they did
everything's going
say
to be
that
okay anymore.
Norfolk Southern alerted Wayne County Emergency Services that there had been a derailment, and Norfolk Southern was handling the cleanup and response efforts. And they reached out to Norfolk Southern for comment, but Norfolk Southern did not respond with comment before airing of the segment.
Right. Which means they're not going to respond.
They're not gonna respond.
Right. That's how that works in
And
case
there's your
folks
local
in the
news
audience don't know that.
coverage. No details, no pictures, no video. Norfolk Southern train derailed. Norfolk Southern's handling it. Next story, please.
Well, I mean, you don't want people to worry unnecessarily, Yona.
Oh, one of the stories did say that the train was transporting a dill bit.
Does that go inside the dildo? I don't understand what that is.
Dill bit is a concatenation of diluted bitumen, which is that
That sounds
delicious
flammable.
Albertan. Just ask T. Snyder up in Alberta, Canada. It's made from Albertan tar sand, highly combustible um, petroleum product.
Right. Well, I did ask if anything caught fire. Because you know
Um,
how every now and then shit just catches fire.
they did not say if anything caught fire.
Just like what happened in California. The whole place just fucking caught fire.
I'm not sure. Not sure what happened there. And they didn't say. I mean, it's great when you see a news story and after the news story goes off, you're like left with 20 unanswered questions. It's called a cliffhanger. But I guess there was no fire. I guess nothing leaked. I don't know. We could only guess.
Did anything like smell different today as far as you could tell? Like was there an extra like I don't know, like burning sensation when you would breathe in, breathe out, anything like that?
No,
Oh, you're
no,
probably
not in
fine then.
particular because right now the river is getting flushed out.
Hmm.
Massive
That's probably
whole
a good thing.
fucking trees just zipping down the middle of the channel right now.
Wow.
I mean, the during the daylight hours today, the Ohio River was going up at least a couple of inches every single hour.
Damn.
Just a foaming, swirling,
That's a
chocolatey
lot of
mess.
water.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, when we got the squalls and all the storming last night, we were getting like some of those hours, we were getting like an inch and a half, 2 inches of rain per hour on steep, steep rocky mountains all around. And so, and of course, the ground just thawed out. There's still snow on the sides of the roads and in the corner of the parking lots. And so,
Yeah, that melted.
and the ground is just was already super saturated. So every bit of rain that we got last night was just immediate runoff.
Sounds
The
right.
ground can't absorb anymore. All the ground is super saturated. And I saw today 4 different landslides that I had to drive around where, dirt and shit just
Oh wow.
blah, barfed right, took up an entire lane of the road
Yeah.
as it slid off the hill. Subsidence. Exciting.
No, it's exciting times. You know?
And it's speaking of which, the hardest areas hit by Hurricane Helene. I'm sorry, Harpicane Helene. Uh, those very same areas are now going to see about a solid week of rain. Some of those areas are forecast to see between 12 to 18 inches of rain in the next
Ooh.
5 days,
Well,
and
at least it's not going to be snow.
that will lead to catastrophic flooding. Maybe not to the insane extreme of like, that day when the Harpicane hit and some areas saw over 30 inches of rain in one day.
Hmm.
Still, that being said, 12 to 18 inches of rain over 4 or 5 days is still going to lead to catastrophic flooding. It'll just be 1,000-year flood instead of a 5,000-year flood. But that's still 1,000-year flood. And a lot of those areas where the Helene storm took out bridges and everything, they've since gone in and replaced them with like, temporary one-lane bridges and Bailey bridges. Well, all that shit's about to get washed out. Sucks. It
Yep.
sucks bad.
And Farmer's Almanac actually agrees with you. Because they're saying like that whole part of the country from like the top of Florida Not counting South and North Carolina, actually. I can't see what it says there. I'll have to pull up the map somewhere else. But like from Louisiana all the way up to Pennsylvania and New Jersey, wet throughout the entire spring.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think safe to say that within a week we're going to see the flood wall being put in. That they're going to have to put in the gates on the flood wall. I think I'm finally going to see a good Ohio River flood because it's already this current flood coming through is just about at peak flow in terms of velocity, cubic feet per second, and it's just about crested. A good 4 to 5 feet short of flood stage that would require all of the floodgates being put in, and but we get wave number 2, wave number 3, wave number 4, and yeah, because it's just going to keep piling up, one on top of the other. The water's got nowhere else to go.
Well, it's going to go somewhere. Water always follows the path of least resistance, so it's going to go somewhere.
It's crazy the erosion.
Well, wasn't it you that reported that there was a tornado in Tennessee
Yes,
just
there are
a
still
few hours ago?
There are still tornadoes churning through northeast Tennessee and southeast Kentucky right now.
It's February.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I've completely lost my mind and all the critics are right. But I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have tornadoes in Tennessee in February.
Right. Nighttime tornadoes in December, January, and February. That's a new thing.
Yeah, I
But
don't remember that from when I was younger. I really don't.
No, it's that new thing. You know, like when people say, "Hey, I'm with that new current thing." This is that new one of those new current things.
Gotcha.
Because the first news article that I wrote in my latest literary cycle dates back to 3 years ago, I guess, when I started the Yona History Rhymes column. And the very first one is talking about that
Oh yeah, that
tornado
in
outbreak that
December.
went across 4 states, and it was characterized by
It was like a week before
nighttime
Christmas or something, wasn't it?
tornadoes in December. I'm sorry?
Wasn't it like a week before Christmas or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, that's
Unprecedented.
since when do we get nighttime tornadoes in the middle of the winter time? That's never, but now it is. Wasn't a thing before ever, but now it is.
But now it is. Yeah. Well, it's all part of the new normal, Yona. We just have to accept it.
Really doesn't make any sense.
Pay our carbon taxes, give our blood sacrifice to Moloch or Baal or whoever, and hope for the best.
You know, there has been a lot of talk in the news cycle about federal layoffs and
Oh, that's tonight. The deadline's tonight.
yeah, apparently some judges trying to put in injunctions to stop it, and all in all, just very lazy,
That'll be interesting.
boring, controlled narrative.
Hmm.
I really expected more, and I just keep getting underwhelmed.
I actually expected
with
this from the first Trump regime and was disappointed by what we got.
Yeah.
But now
I'm
I
even finding
understand.
myself
I
disappointed
understand
by
why it
Carolyn
had to
Buffett.
be this way. Like you could not have done this stuff 8 years ago.
No.
Nobody would have gone for it. Like he would have been done. It would have been over. He would have been out of there. Nobody would have put up with it. Not even the people that voted for him. Because shit, even half of the people that voted for him this time can't even fucking see what he's doing.
But don't you like that Carolyn Levitt more than Karine Jean-Pierre?
I don't watch the White House press briefings. So I honestly have no opinion on the matter whatsoever. It has no direct impact on my life whatsoever. There's no reason for me to even give it a second of
I'm
thought.
not quite sure what's going on with these White House press briefings anymore because
They're pep rallies. That's all they are.
It's so scripted and it's so fake and so gay and so boring that I don't even understand the point of it. I mean, you've got
I want them to go back to dragging people out of there.
Power.
That was exciting.
And anybody that actually asks the real question never gets called on or gets kicked out.
Well, right. That's the whole point.
Ugh.
It's like what Yona. It's like when you were 4 years old and you were playing sock puppets, putting on a show. That's what it's like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You should probably do sock puppets with clean socks, not dirty socks. As I learned the hard way.
Nobody's paying attention.
It's hard to get that smell off your fingers. Anyway. Nothing worse than musty shoe funk smell. Ugh. You know, when your shoes get that wet from sweat, just throw them away. Get a new pair. Just think, what would Imelda Marcos do? Anyway.
She'd get a new pair. She'd get 5 new pair.
Shoes.
Yeah.
She
would build another wing onto the house.
Wow.
Most people don't know 90% of the real estate that the Marcoses owned, shoe storage.
Mm-hmm.
Woman was nuts. Absolutely insane.
And they're still like the richest family in the Philippines.
Well, I mean, they were set up to be kings, essentially. So it's not that surprising. Just like it's not surprising that the House of Saud has so much power. That's exactly what they were set up for.
And
they are doing what they were supposed to do.
America is so racist and it's just so terrible. But let me tell you something. If it wasn't for America being so racist and terrible, the Philippines wouldn't be a free country today. So you're welcome. You are welcome to the Philippines because America is so racist. We didn't want you to become part of America. And so you're free. You're welcome.
Right. Now they're our partner.
Well, only until the memorandum of understanding expires. Then we'll have to get another one.
Right.
We were closer partners until Mount Pinatubo erupted. And then, that kind of ruined our naval base at Subic Bay and everything. And it's just never been the same, Driz.
I don't know. I've never been to the Philippines. I have no desire. No desire to go there whatsoever.
I tried watching some shows earlier today, and even Kim Iverson is just so boring. I mean, how many spies are on TV these days? Jeez.
But you want an official count or like a rough percentage?
I stopped counting.
I never stopped counting.
Shout out to is it Salvati? Sabrina Salvati? Sabby Sabs.
Whatever.
So many pseudo celebrities out there, so little time.
Honestly, I don't spend much time thinking about it anymore. I got more important work to do. So I tend to focus on that instead. But
Yeah, and I gotta say that the music that Liberty Radio cranks out, way better than actual radio.
I think so.
If you just punch in the AM or the FM on the car stereo,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
oh
actually
boy.
listened to terrestrial radio in probably, I don't know, 10 years at least, if not longer.
I listened to some of it today, and funny thing, they were hawking. One of the commercials was for CVS, or was it Walgreens? One of those two.
Same difference.
Same thing. And they were hawking that they've got the newest, latest, greatest batches of coronavirus vaccines and the Rhinovac and the Coldvac, all these shots.
What is this? Is this booster 8, booster 9? Is this the one that gets us the free toaster?
This is Spinal Tap Booster 11.
Booster 11. Holy
Um,
shit. They're serious.
and so, and the Rite Aids all folded and went under.
Did they
And
really?
some of the Rite Aids
That's a
are
shame.
Dollar General stores now. And so, same thing with the local pharmacy chain, Fruth. A couple of those pharmacies have shut down. But as it turns out, I did look into it. I watched a little recent video put out 3 days ago by CNBC talking about how Walgreens and CVS are struggling,
Hmm.
but they've turned the corner thanks to how much money they've made from selling vaccines.
Wasn't that wonderful?
And so Walgreens and CVS has managed to stay afloat because there's enough people going there and giving their insurance billing for them to then jab them at the Walgreens, and they can get that billing going on there.
I wonder how much is covered under insurance for that, because it's not free from the government anymore.
Right. And
Somebody has to pay for it now. I doubt it's 100% covered.
I mean,
Nothing
the
is
only
100%
thing
covered.
better than giving you a shot that's going to either damage you or kill you is getting you to pay me for it.
Correct. That's
Right?
the ultimate business model.
Wow. Hey, I'm going to give you something that's going to
look,
fuck you up for life, maybe
exactly.
even kill you. Now pay me for it.
That's
Oh, well,
right.
thank you. You're
Well, no,
welcome.
it's perfect. It's perfect for the person who's selling the product, because you don't ever have to worry about unhappy customers.
Right.
But you don't have to
And
worry
if
about
they
repeat
don't
customers
die-
either.
If they don't die and they're just really chronically sick for the rest of your life, that's like pulling triple cherries on the fucking slots, buddy.
Eh.
Guaranteed income, repeat customers. You don't want everybody healthy. They're not going to come back.
No, it's also a way to fracture somebody psychologically for the rest of their lives. Especially if they're of the unsuspecting flavor of human being walking around and just think that everything in the world is supposed to be taken at face value. You just destroyed that person's psyche for the rest of their lives. Congratulations.
By the way, you've been following the sports ball?
No?
Did you realize, of course, it's already February the 6th, nearly February the 7th,
Oh, it is
and
closer.
we still haven't had the Super Bowl yet, because that's next Monday.
Next month? I thought it was Sunday.
Next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday.
Wait, I thought it was this coming Sunday was Super Bowl
Yeah.
Sunday.
This
Yeah.
coming Sunday, which is going to put it on February the 9th.
Yeah.
And I swear I can remember when the Super Bowl was like just after New Year's.
Well, yeah, because there was a time where they were playing fewer games than what they play now. they've added games to the schedule steadily as time has gone on
Right.
in order to extend it and make even more money. And do all the things that you do with organized professional sports. Mostly make money.
Well, at least the NFL isn't like wrestling and it's not scripted or anything. Oh,
No, it
wait,
is
never mind,
scripted.
it is.
It is
Never mind,
scripted.
it is.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's not
In
left to
fact,
chance.
the NFL may be even more scripted than WWF.
In many ways.
The argument could be made.
I think most of the injuries are still legitimate, though. Most of them. Some of them are questionable, but most of them are legitimate.
I think we can all agree that virtually all of the officiating calls are questionable, though.
Well, that's because all of the officials are gay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on the job application. You have to be a lawyer, and you also have to be gay.
I mean, have you seen the outfits the chain gang wears when they're checking to see if that really was a first down throw?
No, yeah. Well, it was who's that one dude, Ed Hockley, the New York lawyer, always wore the shirt that was like 2 sizes too small, so his arms looked that much bigger. Yeah, total homo.
Popeye does the same thing when he's eating his cans of spinach.
Right.
Makes the biceps pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I forsake the sports ball when we entered COVID land. Because I saw what they were doing, and I'd rather have my memories.
I used to always get into March Madness and basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Until they canceled it.
Yeah.
The first time ever. Again, the Rona.
Yeah.
The goof. Imagine if that was the year you were supposed to graduate from high school and your senior trip got canceled, extracurriculars got canceled, graduation ceremony got canceled, Super Bowl got canceled, March Madness got canceled. I mean, it's like the year that got canceled. Sorry, kids. Don't worry. The next year's graduating class, everything went back to normal, and they got to
That's
go.
right. Yeah.
Just your graduating year got fucked because you're a Rona baby.
Right. It was you drew the short stick in the lot.
That's right.
Sorry. Everybody had equal opportunity to draw it. You were the one that grabbed it.
It's the same thing when you're playing Uno and you get that goddamn draw 4 card.
Yep.
Sorry about your luck.
Shit happens.
And now you have more cards, and looks like I'll be winning now.
By the way, take this shot.
So did Bobby Kennedy get confirmed?
They still haven't finished the voting process yet, because apparently it's not something where they just vote on it. It has to go through this committee and then through that committee. Again, it's the federal government. It's convoluted and ass backwards and just fucking stupid.
I think the French word for that is called bureaucracy.
Yes.
But they say it different. I'm just not feeling... I'm not able to say it gay enough right now because I got to go take a shit.
I am curious to see, though, how many third world governments fall over the course of the next 7 days because they're not getting funding anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did hear the former
We're propping up quite a few regimes around the world.
Nigeria, though, speaking to that, though.
What was that?
Saying, why are these other African countries crying about not getting government from the United States? You're not their citizens. Why do you fucking care? Quit your bitching.
Oh, that's right. I did hear that. Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, but
it's basically what he said. He was like, "This is your opportunity to stand up and provide for yourself instead of letting somebody else do it for you."
Yeah.
You chumps. He didn't call them chumps, but that's basically how he was talking to them. It's like you've been somebody else's fucking lapdog for your entire existence. Why don't you stand up and do something for yourself for a change? Which, hey, that's basically the entirety of what we preach at Liberty Radio. Fuck everybody else. Follow your own goddamn North Star.
So I wonder,
Ain't
does
nobody more
that
right or
mean?
wrong than you are.
I mean, when you talk about cutting aid to African countries, when I think of American aid to African countries, I think of USAID and Samantha Power,
Hmm?
not even like the CIA lily pads where they have drone landing strips and stuff. I mean, that's what I think of when I think of funding to African countries. It's not like the U.S. is helping Morocco build a high-speed rail network. That would be France. It's not like the United States is helping Tanzania build a high-speed rail network. That would be China. It's not like we're helping Ethiopia build a high-speed rail network. That would be Italy. So, I mean, I don't know what we're doing in Africa. We're not
We're
helping build anything there at all. So,
well, yeah, we're trying
what are we doing
to
again?
jump into the areas where the other people aren't and take those over before somebody else does because we're late to the game
Or
in
like in the
Africa.
case of Gabon and Niger, after they kicked out the French and everybody else, they told us to get the fuck out too, but we just never left.
Right. Right. Because why would we? But the good news, Yona, is we can finally stop focusing on Ukraine so much. We've handed that off to the UK. We're like, it's your baby now. You take care of it. Whatever happens, it's all on you. We've got to deal with this other shit over here now.
But
Dude, we
Koki,
got to put up luxury condominiums on the fucking beachfront property in Gaza, Yona. That shit doesn't build itself.
ooh, Rafa Heights.
That's right.
We got to get a new trendy name for that
Trump
place.
Tower,
Like,
Rafa.
yeah. Ooh, it's got to have a Starbucks too, with that delicious banana nut bread. Mm. Yeah, let me get a venti cold brew with white chocolate genocide drizzle. Thank you.
They actually have a white chocolate drizzle?
That's right.
Damn.
Soon to
I
be
bet it's
featured
tasty too.
coming to a store near you with Eat More of the Snacks,
We got to
the
figure out
drizzled
how to do
line.
that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what you call an exit strategy, folks. Everything's coming together.
So I guess what? I just go talk to like somebody at Nabisco and they'll tell me how to do it, get the whole thing working.
Oh no, we're thinking outside of the box. We're not
Oh,
going to sell our snacks in bags.
what are we going to sell them in then?
I don't like plastic or foil bags, so we're going to sell them in a different package.
Okay, do we know what that is yet? Is it
We're going to sell them
airtight
in we're going to sell them in cups.
with like a seal on top
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like and you pop the top of the cup. The cup's got a hinge on it.
Oh, okay.
The hinge opens.
Like
You eat the snacks
with
out. You
like
snap it
a
back on the top,
Pringles
and that way you
can.
always have a resealable container for your snacks. That way, even when you go to eat the last chip, it's not stale.
That's a good idea. That's a winning idea.
Yeah. It's like
That's a
getting a bag of
$1 million
chips
idea
that's
right there,
got
ladies and
the
gentlemen.
chip clippy thing already included.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
We're all
people
over
will
it, folks.
love it.
Coming to a stomach near you. Smoke more of the weeds, eat more of the snacks. And although I did try to sleep through the entire show tonight, thanks to the good Lord above, for some
You
reason I just
failed miserably.
woke back up. And when
That's
I
all
came
right.
back, and
You can try
when I
again
came on the
next week.
stream, I thought, "Oh, goody, I'm only 7 minutes late." Then I realized, no, I'm an hour and 7 minutes late because time zone changed, and the time zone changed couple months ago. So
Damn, it's just now catching up to you.
yeah,
That's crazy.
just in time to spring forward.
Oh, wait. I thought we weren't doing that anymore. Somebody said we weren't going to do that anymore.
Is that over now?
I don't know.
Is the future time going to be just regular time? I can't see that happening. Nothing about this time feels regular.
Ain't that the truth? Well, shit, man. We'll try it again next week. We'll see if you can sleep through the entire broadcast next week.
Or maybe I'll come out early. Maybe next week I'll come out at 9:30. We'll do 2.5 hours.
All right. You got to give me a heads up on that, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll remember. I'll remember not to forget because I won't forget to remember.
Okay. I'll definitely forget. That
Love
is
you guys.
assured.
Wait, Tag safety. And I know that not all questions were answered, and that's okay. You know what to do. To find out more, fuck around.
That's right. Back tomorrow night to take your calls, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, everybody.
Take care.